Yeah, well, I've given a few examples.
I mean, Nicodemus is, ruler, victor of the people, and he defends the common man in John. And I don't think Nicodemus is attested as a name in Judea.
Well, it is, but very rare.
Yeah, super rarely. I mean, it's a real name, but it has a really convenient meaning. Arimathea is another one where you can.
This is interesting. Yeah. This is your discovery.
Best disciple town or best teaching town. Town of and so and Joseph of Arimathea is the only one who actually follows Jewish law in the process of the story and actually honors Jesus with the correct burial. And that's not contrary to Jewish law. Actually, Jewish law expected convicts to receive a proper burial before sundown even. Mm-hmm. They just had to be buried in a special graveyard so that their corpse taint didn't affect righteous people's corpses. So you had to keep the corpses separate, the convict corpses from the non-convict corpses. But they still had to get a respectful, honorable burial in the sense that they had to be buried according to the principles. And then even the convicts, after a year and the flesh had rotted away from the bones, you could scrape the rest off and then rebury them in an honorable place called reburial. That's called you get an ossuary, put the bones in a box, and people who couldn't afford more boxes would put all their bones in there for different people, and they figured, well, God will sort it out. So anyway, there's. I don't know why that was a big digression, but anyway, the point being is that the name Joseph of Arimathea is very suspicious, and Joseph being supposedly the father of Jesus. Now, unfortunately, it's not mentioned in Mark, but he is Joseph the patriarch, who actually does. There's a burial scene in the Old Testament that is very similar to the Old Testament burial or the New Testament burial scene in Mark. And it also features Joseph, so that's really suspicious. As you're using Joseph, and the same thing. There's stuff where I have a whole, and not the impossible faith in the chapter I have on why women come to the empty tomb, and I talk about some of the more obvious reasons they do. But one is there's a literary significance to the different names of the women there that you can actually, once you see the triadic structure of these women, you go, wow, that's actually really suspiciously convenient to the meaning of this story. Mary being, of course, the sister of Moses. So if you know that, then you go look at the parallels between what these Marys are doing and what the sister of Moses did. You got that. And Salome is just the feminine of Solomon, the wise king. So once you know that, that's like, oh, okay. Well, so there's tons of examples of both in the Old Testament and New, by the way. So there's a lot of suspiciously convenient names. Abram is father of nations or something like that.
Great father or father of a multitude. And